But or ever a prayer had gushed, a wicked whisper came, and made my heart as dry as dust. I closed my lids, and kept them closed. The bowls like pulses beat, for the sky and the sea, the sky and the sea, and the sea and the sky lay like a load on my weary eye, and the dead were at my feet. Thousand slimy things lived on, and so did I. Sea and drew mine eyes away. I looked on the rotting deck, and there dead men tried to pray, but or ever a prayer was gushed, a wicked whisper came and made my heart dry as dust. I closed my lids and kept them closed, and the balls like pulses beat, for the sky and the sea, and the sea and the sky lay like a load on my weary eye, and the dead were at my feet. Cold sweat melted from their limbs. Cold sweat melted from their limbs. curse would drag to hell a spirit from on high. But oh, more horrible than that is a curse in a dead man's eye. 7 days, 7 nights, I saw the curse, and yet I could not die. Up the sky and nowhere did abide. Softly she was going up, and a star or two besides. Her beams bemocked the sultry main, like April hoarfrost spread. But where the ship's huge shadow lay, the charmed waters burnt away, a still and awful red. Did stop the jammed flay, for he was to be king one day, and that day would be soon, he prayed. Sky and the sea, and the sea and the sky lay like a load on my weary eye. dead were at my feet. Beyond the shadow of the ship, I watched the water snakes. They moved in tracks of shining white. And when they reared, the elfish light fell off in hoary flakes. Oh, happy living things, no tongue their beauty might declare. A spring of love gushed from my heart, and I blessed them unaware. Sure, my kind saint took pity on me, and I blessed them unaware. One old crackly mess. Good evening, and welcome to a pre-Halloween special of Jamming in Jimjams whilst it is still autumn. Yes, not autumn, August, and not yet autumn is what I meant to say. Thank you very much for joining us this Sunday, and we'll talk about what I just did and why in a minute, but let's say hi to everybody in the chat. And Jackson's already spitting bullets, so he's happy to be here. No sign of Tom, but I think he hides from the exhaust of the air conditioning, and I managed to find Jackson sitting comfortably in the garden. Comfortably enough for me to approach and to scoop him up under my arms and bring him into the studio for some Sunday night jamming in Jimjams. And you need some Jimjams, don't you, Jackson? Jackson and Jimjams. Ooh, that's definitely a thing, right? Okay, so let's have a quick see who's in the chat. Hello, Aziohead, Tanis Valakwa, I Sing, Matt Brown, Marky, Dr. Synth, Manny, hello. Wagoo, welcome. Hopefully suitably attired. Yes, no cravat because it's flipping still hot, which is nice. I love it. I love this. We're having a summer. I am so happy. Anyway, Marky. He's here. Who else? Simon Greybatch. Thank you for saying such kind words. Quality groove there, Jason. Thank you. I don't know where it came from, but it just did. Hey, the Wookiee. I hope you're feeling better, and I hope that sub is having a tremendous workout with some of the low end of this jam that we had there. Hey, Rich, how you doing? James Dyson. Shabba. VP? Is that you? Hey, Shabba, welcome. Anyway, Aaron Paris. Yeah, fun cat chaos session, most definitely. Andy, hello. And have we said hello to everyone? Not quite. John, hello. Who else is there? And Tempraboto. Yes, there we go. So a lot of you. Hey, Synthepotamus. Hello, welcome aboard. So, there's quite a lot of Doommonger. I did see you. I thought so. If I've not said you, hey, Recon! Hello, welcome. Enjoyed your stream. What I could join earlier on. That was nice. It's always nice to sort of... I see so many people's streams on, and I can't join. So actually, when I do finally have that moment where I actually can join, it's really nice. So it's really nice to sort of to enjoy that. So I did enjoy that very much earlier. What? After my tea? Hang on. You know the drill. We talk to the people, then you get all the... It's not Jackson half Jackson hour now, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So can you just let me just finish off the chat? Who else is there that we have? Biscuit. Yes, you said you would... He's totally stealing my flipping show tonight. Did you just... He just... Oh my God. He just triggered... Did you hear that? He triggered it. Stood in it. And, like, he was playing the... Well, let's... Oh, you sod. Right, I can still see the chat, so... There you go. So that's because I've done it above cat height, so when they stand on the desk, I can still see the chat. So anyway, welcome this Sunday. If I haven't said hello to you, hello. If you're watching this and you are a lurking gherkin, and you're in the background, hello to you, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome. You're a big part of the chat. Your numbers count, and you count numbers. I bet you can count to less than 5, to more than 5. So yeah, so welcome to you. And if you're watching this in the future, you weren't able to join tonight, then hello and welcome to you. You are important also. Algorithmically speaking, I don't know what YouTube does with things, but I really appreciate you coming and hanging with me the times that you do. So you are very much appreciated wherever you are. Lurking Gherkin? Live Clive? Can we do that? Are you a live Clive or a lurking gherkin? Oh my God, I think I've just created a thing. That is a t-shirt. And then, a post-apocalyptic Henry. Okay, are we doing that? Are you literally? I found the spot that. Oh my goodness, you can't even. It's literally. He does remind me of Stevie Wonder when he does this, and I mean that in the most wonderfully
respectful way to Stevie, the bloody genius wonder. I mean, the work he did with Tonto and those albums, oh my God. You really, what a songwriter, what an absolute songwriter. And actually to take those guys and to actually make some of the best albums ever, period. You know, so yeah, it's great. It's like, yeah, you can write songs and you can do synth stuff. And he's a big fan of the CS80, wasn't he? Anyway, yeah, so, let's get Keith in Watford. I said hello, 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 hello. Yeah, baby, Jackson's giving it large. Okay, right, so tonight we have Shroomy back from Canada, manning the chat. And we also have Steve putting his shopping away and manning the chat. Panda's got married, apparently, so he's not with us tonight, but that's cool. If you have any... Brooksy! Yeah, holiday vibes, right? Brooksy's in the chat. He's not going to bed. He can stay up late tonight, which is good to have you, buddy. And yeah, I haven't forgotten about that conversation we had at all, so I just need to get a bit of time. And it's been a weekend of trying to get the house straight ready for the children's return tonight, but it happened earlier, so... Aha, there we go. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Thanks, Scylla. Bet you didn't know she was in the chat tonight. Yes, she is. You're staying up late. Duck! Duck is happy. Yes, congrats to massive congrats to Panda, you know, for taking that step and marrying the love of his life. It's beautiful. I'm such a romantic fool that I am. I love that. So, anyway, if for whatever reason you wish to get my attention, and you have a question, not 1 Q, not 2 Qs, not 3 Qs, but 4 Q. And that will get my attention and the moderators. So, how's everyone doing? Have you had a good weekend? What have you been up to? What are you drinking? I'm drinking... Grab a coffee. I've been watching Cheap Audio Guy. Grab a coffee. Sit down. Or talk about it. He wouldn't subscribe to Taste the Difference. Nighttime berry infusion. A drink you can drink before bed that won't ruin your dreams, but will bring you dreams of berry-infused life and enjoyment. There we go. That's what I'm drinking. What are you drinking? Banditos be in the future. Will banditos, panditos or banditos? Fork you. Fork you. Yes, I say. It is a play on words. Much is my love of the Carry On. Let me just say, the last remaining original cast member of Carry On is still with us. The last remaining. I mean, that's pretty much in the title. Dick Dale turns 90 today. So let's wish him the most phenomenal. And I'll pick the wrong one, won't I?
Don't just stand there, man. Get it out. Get it out.
Dick Dale. There we go. So, yes. So that's it. For Paul Holmes, you cannot drink WD-40. Or at least if you're drinking it, you should have it with some ice and maybe a mixer. Perhaps some ginger ale. Adam's ale, the Wookiee says. That's good. Can't drink enough water at the moment. If it's warm, drink the water of the gods, the nectar of the gods. A few Modelos here. Yes, thank you, Manny. Adam's ale, WD-40. What's the modular? What's the modulating the sequel? Right, let's talk about that in a minute. Keep that cue. Keep that cue. Jim Dale, not Dick Dale. Dick Dale is a guitar player. See what I've done there? Does he? You might not even know that Dick Dale is a really famous surf. You know, all the sort of the ding 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 ding. I can't even do the tune, but the one made famous by Tarantino. That's Dick Dale. But Jim Dale turns 90 today. Sorry, Jim. Let's just try it again then. Oh, hello. Do you know, I watched Carry On Columbus, which was the one made in the 90s with the new alternative comics of the day. Like Rick Mail is in it, and loads of other people. I think, is Dick Dale, I think, was he in that? Dick Dale. Sorry. Jim Dale. I don't think he was in that. Maybe he was. Anyway, it wasn't great. Misirilu. That's the one. Oh, he's got a tick. Right, I'm not going to touch you because it freaks me out. Carry On Columbus was the only one I got to see in the cinema. Went for my birthday. Wagoo, yes. I didn't. I think I was well into the alternative comics of the day and Carry On, and it's good to see that today, knowing that actually they had respect for the medium. And I mean, some of those films, I watched Carry On Screaming with Shroomy, and actually, do you mind if I smoke? It's so funny, and it's so. Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of there's Carrying Up the Dale. Yeah, maybe, Paul. Oh, Jim Dale. There's a good skeleton. Did the last Doctor leave it here? Said James. That's the last Doctor. Oh, Carry On Doctor again. Brilliant. Carry On at Your Convenience, 1971 is the. I don't know. I haven't seen. I might watch that next. They're all on ITV if you're in the UK. If you're not in the UK, you'll have to find them somewhere. But I recommend if you are. What are you doing, Jackson? Oh, he's got a thing for analog solutions today. Okay, well, he's like literally just doesn't care, does he? He doesn't care what synth he's on. He just needs to be on a synth. Yeah. Oh no, I'm in Top Chat. Remember, if you're watching this live or maybe in the future, hit the cog and change it from top messages to live messages. Chat filter, top messages, all messages. Oh, that's better. Andrew Brooks. Yeah, so it was nice to see, and I just due to the fact that I had to get the house in order, ready for the return of my children. That's such a lot to do. I couldn't sit here for 2 hours on Friday and do the presenting, co-presenting, whatever, with ProSynth Network. So I was doing chores with it on, and then he mentions Axis Modular. So anyway, so yeah, so I think the next time I'm on, we'll do a little demonstration of some of Rich's modules, because I think Andrew's really just like, yes, blah 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 blah, brilliant. Can you mix it? No. Anyway, so it was kind of painful. I won't lie. And I did say as much to them afterwards. I said, don't do that. Don't do that without me. Honestly, guys. But yeah, great that Robbie thought to include your fabulous modules, because I'm a big fan, as we know. Axis got a good showing on Ramses. Really? So that was. I saw that you again. Today we were so busy, What's going on here? So that's good. I think that's definitely a. We need to support everybody that makes good stuff, not just people who make bad stuff or expensive stuff. Axis modular for the future. Yes, Tanith Valakwa. In here, Tonal Axis, if you see the name, is Axis Modular. That's Rich. He makes the modules and designs them. Rich, don't send any of those guys anything. They won't know what to do with it. It'll just make them worse. I mean, look. Robbie 2.0. He's got some new shoots. He shoots and leaves. Oh, you see, I love that. So he's up there. Yeah. So I think I might. It's getting to the time I need to repot it. So I might prune him harshly. But Robbie 1.0 is looking good. Robbie V1 in a very, and I like this. I really like that, because that doesn't look at all like Robbie does it. It's quite calm and zen-like. But there we go. That's Robbie 1.0. So if you're all sort of wanting to, let me get it. I'm going to put it there. Look, Robbie has definitely made a full and hearty recovery from Jackson's abuse. Early on in the channel, Jackson knocked him off the table. Well, you've seen how he acts. It's just ridiculous. Each Shoots and Leaves exactly Brooksy. It's a great book. It's a phenomenal book. And I love the fact that, that it exists. But anyway, so Did we do all drinksing? I mean, has anyone said what they're drinking? Hands off, Steve's. Oh, carry on screaming. Oh, Fenella Fielding. I think. Oh, Shroomies getting a little bit. We went to my work today. I did a few things to pick up a few bits and bobs. I took a load of pictures. Oh. Anyone else Vinted? I'm trying to list as much of my life on Vinted as possible to sort of like just to help pay the bills, right? And I took loads of pictures on a camera, and somehow I ended up taking the SD card to work and leaving it in work. So I had to go and get. I don't normally use the camera on my phone, but my phone was being dodgy. Stop it! You literally put in that shoulder with the tick on my hand. I will deal with it later, you stretchy skinned weirdo. But right now I'm not pulling it out. He's asking me to do it. I hear you. Let's have a little. So what do you want? What have you been doing today, Jackson? What have you been doing today? You've been sleeping under the table. You had a nice weekend. You had a nice weekend. Has the hedgehog been scaring you? We've got a hedgehog again. We always have a hedgehog, to be honest. Because he eats the leftover cat food that these guys are like, I'm not eating that. The hedgehog's like, oh, definitely having that. Anyway, right, okay, I'm sort of losing it. Where's the cake and the coffee? Da Vinci Girl, did you see that cake? I haven't had time to. Well, I would have had, you know, if the weekend had gone differently, I would have had time to bake. I haven't baked yet, so tomorrow I've got apple crumble on the go. That's scheduled for tomorrow. I've got some cookies to make. And probably make some little individual carrot cupcakes. Stop it! Oh, it's freaking me out. Not nice. No, you're nice. The weird little creature sucking your blood as you sit there isn't nice. I'm not gonna literally. I can do that. All right. So no cake tonight, and coffee this late. It is now UK time is 11 p.m. Isn't it? 11 p.m. Oh, 10:45. So it's too late to be drinking coffee. I have done that before just to get me through because I've been tired or whatever. But so I've got herbal tea tonight. Nighttime berry infusion. So that's the coffee and no cake. So we've got Twizzlers, which are my treat from the United States of Canada. Or the United State of Canada. Canada. Where they've just been to, I was going to say Venice Beach, but that's in California. It's LA. They've been to Vancouver Island, which I haven't been to Vancouver. I have been to Vancouver a couple of times, so I know the sort of. I think I was in Vancouver the year that all the feet were washing up on the beach. Google that. Anyway, yeah, disembodied feet. Yes, that's correct. Feet without. Right. Have I answered any questions? Let's start the question zone. Okay. So question zone, Aqua Borealis, what you got there? Well, we're gonna get to that in a minute. First, we're gonna look at yes, axes. Oh. Where is it? Where it is? Oh, Steve, I cannot see. Oh, where is it? It's miles. Oh, see, I'm trying to pin. Oh, where is the spanner? No. There's got to be an easier way of doing it. It needs to be there, and I just need to figure out a way of getting us like a. I'm working on something. Just saying. I need a third screen. Just there. Maybe just a second screen. Maybe just one screen. And there it was. I just need a single screen connected to the computer, which could have the chat, the back chat, and I could type things. Maybe. Okay. Sorry, that was just a moment. Thank you, Steve. Pin. I always hover, put the user in timeout. I don't want to do that, Steve. You're not being naughty. So in the pin. So if you are not familiar with with Rich's fabulous modules, which I have half my modular is full of his stuff, really good stuff. The 4-channel mixer with mutes is Everyone needs that. Simple as that. Anyway, right, so that's a book. Let's talk about tonight what I've done. What have I done tonight? Just to show you this for a minute. During the jam, if you were resident, Jeff, who comes in sometimes, ISTB. Okay. So I was here. Right, I don't know how to do this first. I'll come back to that. Just remember, he sat on this, practically on my hand. All right, practically on my hand, and the cat's arse. Yeah, it was like that. It was like, I was glad that the other week, and the children missed this. It was very messy in the bathroom, Shroomy. If you're listening now, can you hear this? He had a disgraceful moment where I had to sort of clean him, and you know what he's like with the water in the shower. He doesn't like it. I left him in there for a little while on his own just to sort of get used to space. I don't think it helped. It did not help though, and it was fine. I gave him a hygiene cut after giving him a clean up. The Queen's nose, cat's ass. It is the Queen's nose. So. First, do let us set up to sing with you in a duet. What you can sing, this you can play. That's right. That's right. Ultra wide. Okay. Pinterest. Indeed. Let's see. So, right. Skinny Puppy. I didn't know Vancouver was home of Skinny Puppy. There was some really dodgy area that we were fairly close to when we were on tour. That was with. It was the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers tour 2008, and we had a hotel nearby downtown. It was a bit rough, a bit dark. I think some of the boys went to a club, and it was not the sort of club you just casually walk into, unfortunately. Thankfully that night I went to bed early. I think I just drank on the bus with the tour manager. We did that sometimes, and just, you know. Yeah. Anyway, reminiscing about tour times. Right. Okay. So let's talk about Alaska. No. Oh, was that a joke? That was a joke there. Alaska. Oh, nice one. Oh, North USA, Alaska. Yeah. Right. So I like to hear the guys to sing always on the search of surprising voices. There we go. Well, I do sing. I'm a singer-songwriter as well as a synthesist. So. Let me just untangle myself from this. Right, so if you joined us this week, I had a terrible, terrible time getting stuff working. Not least of all, I wanted to feature on my 50th episode of World of Synth. I wanted to feature something which I have been sort of, what's the word, jonesing about, owning for a very long time, which is a large step sequencer. When I first started getting back into synthesizers again, outside of, I've always owned synth, I've always had synth, I've never not had a synthesizer, but there was a period of time where I didn't play synths as much, I was doing acoustic instruments. I was doing guitar, Saturn, bouzouki, mandolin, that kind of stuff, and I was playing in a little band. So yeah, singing and songwriting. But I was coming back into it, and I wanted to. I looked back wistfully into the past, and I was like, how did I? When was I the most? When was I the most prolific? And it's like when I was younger, obviously, because we don't have. When you're young, you don't have the responsibilities you get when you're older. That means that you can't just drop. You can't lock yourself in a room and work until 4 or 5 a.m. on a drum beat. Getting the hi-hats just right. Not that I've ever done that, but you get the point. We can spend hours just noodling on loops and getting a thing, and then you're like, whoa, how is it 5 a.m.? Okay. I'm talking weekends, perhaps, but I worked in a music shop, so actually we would probably do that and then get up and go and sell stuff. Anyway, what I enjoyed was actually was playing live stuff, tweaking, and I'm no keyboard player. I'm a guitar player by trade. Yes. So, am I doing this? Yeah. That needs to be up there. I just, you know, hang on, let me just try and zoom in a little bit. That's a bit better. It does look a little bit out of focus, if I'm honest. Anybody else? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's... There you go. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Not my words. The words of Shakin' Stevens. Go Google that if you don't know who he is. One of the most famous Welshmen there is. Up there with Tom... with Tom Jones. Who else is Welsh and famous? That's a question. Right, okay. So, and I'm not talking about the Welsh synth mafia, which is me and Gaz Williams, as far as I know. I don't think there's any other Welsh tubers. So, right, let's go. Voice coaching and training and quality. Last coaching was no flipping heck. So, Da Vinci Girl, what you're saying is I need to be coaching people with this voice. Use your voice to advertise yourself and enjoy life for €900 a day. An hour. Sorry, not a day. Okay, Mr. Spoons. Tommy Cooper. Hold on. Oh, it's Tommy Cooper. I don't know any Tommy Cooper jokes. I don't know if I find him funny. You know. He was just there, wasn't he? But he was that kind of old guard of comedy that Bob Marley. Bob Marley's looking like a booty. Anyway, let's talk about synthesizers. So this was on the table on Wednesday, and I always wanted to own an analog step sequencer with knobs, with nothing. I mean, I love that, you know, that we've got all these fabulous inventions where the KeyStep Pro, you can key in notes. Yeah, you can play a note. You got arpeggiators on that. You can get it all going on. This, you can use triggers, and that's kind of close to what I wanted. But this is the truth. This is the real thing. Each step. Oh, and you know, I wanted to do a really good thing. So I thought, well, this is something that I longed for in my life, and I did search, and I almost got, and I almost won one of the Ubercorns, which is obviously another Tom 3-channel step sequencer, and then there was also, you know, the Dope for, because we're talking 2006, 2007, right? Not a lot of this stuff around, not a lot at all. You know, stuff of a Madman's Dreams. I think obviously modular was around, but you know, I think again there was just no way I had the sort of headspace or funds for that. Anyway, so I wanted to use this 50th episode. I thought, great, this is what I want to do. And then I thought, wow, what synths do I own that I love that I don't play a lot? And there's two, and they're both blue and black and blue. One of them is here, the Delta Sep A Mark II, and the other one is the Microvolt 3900. Now, I've spent more time with this than I have with that, to be fair. I've owned this for 6 years. Oh! God damn you, Jackson. So, it was an easy one for me. But do you think I could get anything working? It ended up, I just threw Jackson's favourite hot pad. I just threw the circuit rhythm on the table, and I plugged it in and plugged everything into it, and it was just like nothing was synced. Oh, excuse me, that tea's working. Maybe I need a Twizzler. Remember to stop and take on snacks. Right, so I've got, is that Temperabotto? Is that a question? Cues. Remember your cues. Remember your P's and Q's. So yeah. So hopefully, let me look at the cues. So, Wookiee. 2 mysterious objects. 1, something from 2 centuries ago. 2 centuries, yeah. 2, something from last century. Yeah, so we've got an old mixing desk, which is, it's broken. You heard the sound of it. It needs to go in the bin. It's just broken. And the Fostex X28H high speed, which wasn't working when I tried to do it. So, yeah. So, I wanted to try and recreate, and this is what I'm trying, how I got into doing stuff. So I would have a cassette with just ambient weird noises, walking down the street, trees, wind in the trees, you know, rain on the street, people shouting, all that kind of natural ambience of day to day, whether it's, you know, bird song, all those kind of things, the sound of the day. And I would have that going with a bit of reverb, so I'm taking something real and ordinary and making it a little bit extraordinary by adding just a simple reverb. The book and the cassette. I see. 2 centuries ago. Sorry. Yes, Wookie. Yes. The cassettes. So, right, let's go. Take one. It's a goad. So, we started with 64-step sequencer, although 16 steps of it, triggering the Pittsburgh modular, so it's making a sound. And you saw it going all over the place, right? Now, the cheeky little thing I thought I'd do was like, let's be clever. Let's get the circuit rhythm to be our clock, and we'll go. Oh, hang on, there's nothing plugged in. Oh, just listen to that. That's just the mixer, right? That sounds like a bad capacitor, right? Or a bunch of bad capacitors. Kent! Don't worry, I'm not going to give you this to fix. I'm going to hit it with a hammer. That'll do it, right? Why not a Revox or a Studio? It's a question I ask myself every morning. But no, it's it's Itty Foztex going through an awful Soundcraft iPod. Do you know what? I do need something higher quality and like half the size. I mean, you know, if I get selling on Vinted rather than, you know, looking for bits and bobs, saving myself money there, right? Then that's what I need to do. I need to sort of regurgitate. And I will be selling some bits and bobs, but I think I need to reinvest some money into the studio and things that I need. Definitely think the Oxy One as a sequencer is the next stage of my evolution with modular. Oh, damn you, Gaz Williams. Damn you. Blue box, 1010 blue box. Yeah, the only thing about the blue box is I don't trust them. I had the black box sampler for review for Toman, and it broke. I just screen went, and it's all screen, right? I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit scared of that stuff. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a absolutely wonderful thing to behold, and yes, it is small. It's 6 inputs though, isn't it? So I think the L6, the Zoom L6, might be a better fit for everything I need it to do, because thinking about jamming in Jimjams and outdoors and then on location, that mixer can handle everything. Excuse me, including my microphones. I don't know. It just feels like a better fit, and it's smaller, so it's compact. Anyway, I'm getting a bit. I'd love a blue box. I'm gonna have one of these. The kids brought them back from Canada for me. Fantastic. All right, Andy has spoken. He has just bought one. And he says 12 mono inputs on the blue box Eurorack version. It's the same thing, but you would need a case. No, you can get it on its own. It's a standalone item, which I wouldn't get the modular one. I mean, rack space is so premium, such a premium, and also I need it for other things, not just modular. You know. I think I'm happy with my. Do you know? I think I'm happy. I say this. I think I'm happy finally with the mixers on my modular. Let's not talk about modular. Let's focus on this. All right. Okay. So Twizzler down. Right. So, is this live? Yes, it is live, Paul Holmes. You have joined us live. Okay. Right. What are we talking about? So, I took a MIDI out from the see, there we go. So I took a MIDI out. I'm going to move this out of the way. It's just I don't like the look of it. It offends my aesthetic. Oh, look, remember, children, when you give your cat catnip, to make sure they don't blow it everywhere. Tom and this is so funny. Where is Tom? Tom! I've got your catnip, mate. The one you can't deal with. You can't. You can't deal this. Look at this. Watch this. Okay, ready? Yeah, I told you couldn't deal with it. That's plastic. He's trying to get his head in there. Yeah, I'm not. Should keep a little pile here. There you go. Yeah. Oh, Jackson. What are you saying? This is the period of the show that we give the cat some drugs. Yeah, he does exactly the same thing as Tom. He doesn't. I've just put it on the table there. He can't quite figure it out. You can smell it. Well, look, you're the cat. That's catnip. Deal with it. Come on. I'm not getting involved. It's his business. Oh, here we go. He's back. Right. So, as I was saying, can we talk about this stuff on the table now? You're nearly on my Twizzler. Right. So, I thought it would be really cool to take the MIDI out of the circuit rhythm and put it into the MIDI in. Right, get your bottom out of the way. The MIDI in of the 3900. So that would then. Right, stop. Mate, I cannot demonstrate this if you're sitting on the synthesizer. You have to leave. I need this space where you are. You cannot be on the synthesizer. Take it. Take the seat away. Go away. Take it to the floor. Go. You must be on the floor. I will put the camera on for the floor. You must be on it. That was a airdropped Jackson. I love that cats always land on their feet. Right. Let's go back to this quickly. All right. Sorry, guys. It's just like we will get there. So, I thought it'd be a great idea to trigger this with that so that actually when I played this, have we got any sound? Oh, jeez. So horrible. I'm so sorry, guys. Is that better? Yeah. That's a Jackson beat for sure. How does he do it? I mean, how does he create beats like that? It's quite a groove. Boop, boop. But it's not. And then, you see what I was going to do, and this is where it gets clever. So clever, it's stupid. I thought, if the clock is coming in to here, surely that clock is being converted into a gate signal. So surely, all I need to do, and bear with me on this, is take the gate out, the clock out, sorry, and put it into here. And look at that. It works. But do you want to hear what that sounds like? Oh, this is, where is this? Right. How is the, oh, is it, right. Right. How have you killed the bass drum? Alright, okay. Well, I quite like that. Right. Right, okay, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So every 2 beats. So the clock is out very slow, right? So then, obviously CV and gate, back into this. Although, now, so it kind of 70s disco PTSD telling, yes. Right, so I don't know why it's as slow as that, but I thought if I'm clever with modular, which I'm not, surely there must be something here I can do to speed up that clock. So I first of all went into there's a little inverting mixer, splitter and offsetter at the bottom. So I first of all took it in and then mixed it out and then added, and it did something, but it still wasn't quick enough. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to be even more clever than that, and I'm going to take out, have we got another, that's quite nice, isn't it? We'll finish with this. I mean, we've been on an hour now, right? Okay, so I took the clock out and I thought, wouldn't it be good, actually no, if I can then go into the function generator. Yeah, you see what I'm thinking? So I took the clock out into the function generator, which has sliders, yeah, and then take the output and put that into, right, so now it's not, it's kind of, it's now up to me So I had all that going on, right? But it doesn't seem to want to stop, so I don't actually know if it's working. Things are plugged in. I plugged it into the right sockets, I think now. Right, I'll stop that. Whacked a load of reverb on it, of course. Why wouldn't I? Big kick, more kick from 48 to 24. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Biscuit. It ain't got that option. This is what I'm saying. It takes a clock in. So the clock has to be set the other side. There's no way to set that on the Pittsburgh modular. So you see, you've got two different things without any kind of any way of changing. So there's no screen on this. There's no way you can change what it's expecting. And I think that's, and I wonder, I haven't read the manual for either of these things. God damn, how dare you? How dare you think I would do such a thing? So I think they're different. They're looking for different PPQs. So if I had PAMs attached, yes, we're in happy days. I can just find out what it needs, what it requires, and off we go. But where's the fun in that? Why not do it this way? Which is completely bonkers. So it also allows me to play with the tempo, which I think is kind of a no. Biscuit's asking about the circuit. It's MIDI. It's going out MIDI. No, it's not sending a clock out. There's no clock. There's a sync out. I'll look into that, because actually that might be the thing to do. Actually, you're right. You stop it. Sit back, sir. Sit back. But yeah, the sync output I think is really designed to go out into Volcas. So I don't know what they require, but I don't know whether the input on the analog solutions will take it. I mean, we could try. We could. Wait, what's the worst thing that can happen? Live on television. It was then that Jason completely blew up his AS500 that he'd been looking forward to all his life. These are surely can I? No, I need long ones. All right, let's finish the story before we go off on topic. You know how easily I go off topic. All right, have I caught everyone questions? Fuck you. I want to know what's written on the cassette label. Right. So, does the circuit get warm? I think, Tanith, yes. If not, it's just comfortable. It's soft. So I think they both like it, don't they? But when I was under there, Jackson obviously sat, and again, Tom did this the other week. He managed with his fat paw to play around. He switched on the extended mode for the filter. And yes, some of you were commenting about this filter. If you're lucky enough to have modular, this is, I guess, part of the Pittsburgh modular sort of characteristic of the filter characteristics is very, very Pittsburgh modular. So you can buy the Crow, which is the new module, which I've got in my rack because I love it too. 12 decibel per octave, yeah? That's my thing. I love 12 dB. Alternative, if you're not into modular, then go try a Tiger Out because that's going to be the same DNA, and you'll be very happy with that. But if you want to splash a bit, the Voltage Lab. Oh, I think I'd like that. No, so Tanith's saying you got sync out, but doesn't do anything. Well, we're going to find out. So so that didn't really work for tempo, but it gave us a little bit of something to play with. Obviously, Jackson was stood on it, and I was trying to when he sat his bloody finger on his bum on my finger. It's like Anyway, it's a live show. You've got to go. You've got to go where the show goes. And if that means a cat's sitting on your... Anyway, let's not talk about that. I feel PTSD about that now. It was then that Jason decided... I don't know what I decided, but anyway, right, whatever. So, yeah. So the other thing was that, having like a live analog sequencer, playing keyboards, I don't have a space. I run out of time. Again, always with the time, running around trying to find a power supply for this. Because the power supply for this that I tried the other day was 12 volts, but I don't think it had enough amperes. There were not enough amperes. So I found one with 3 amps, and it was working beautifully. But and then there was the mixer. It just, obviously, just a lot of blimmin' noise. And I think it was a lot of noise because I had... Oh, I wonder if you can actually... Oh, that's a cool idea, isn't it? We can actually use that with the effects built in. Okay, that's another thing to play with. So, actually, it's not too bad, is it now? The sync on the circuits does do modular, so then it will do the same thing. But again, it's knowing how to access the functions of the circuit to adjust the clock rate at RTFM later. All right, don't clog your sync. Okay, thank you, Biscuit, for that. Thank you, much appreciated. Muchas gracias. So, what we're doing? So somebody says, show me the tape. So, this cassette by William Witchman, 1983. All right, 1983. Remember 1983? This is an ambient kind of... Tom! No, not you. Where's Tom? He's just... Do you want to go out? We'll go out then. What are you doing up here now? Seriously, can we finish the story? Every week, it's like... Oh, stop, Jackson wants to say something. What does he want to say? I don't know why. What? You tell me why. Should we turn the aircon off? It's got cool now. I think... What? what that means. And it was that the moment when he decided to stick a poo again. Remember he did that? It might be twitching his tail very, very rapidly. Well, go and get the hedgehog then. Go on, get him. I'm going to let him out just in case he does want that, because I don't want that to happen again. Not on some of my favourite gear. Actually, this is a lot of my favourite gear. What are you talking about? Right, go. You got me out there? Are you seriously? What? Ow. Oh, what? I had to climb under the table for you. I know. Come on then. He does want to go out. Thomas! Thomas! Well, you get paid per episode. So, he's clearly not getting any. So, anyway, William Witchman, 1983, with the seminal album, Marshmallow Gold. And it is very cool. I don't even know how it was made. It's brilliant. Anyway, so, Enlightenment, Marshmallow Gold. So that was the sound of the background. So, can you hear the engine, the motor of the cassette whirring? I think we're slightly off kilter because of. So, I mean, it's just hanging chords, right? So hopefully not going to get done for copyright strike. But that was kind of. So that was just kind of that was it. I needed something. Shh, stop. I needed something. Thank you, Simon. You were 5 in 83, the year I peaked. Been going downhill since, has you? I don't believe that for 1 minute. So that was the cassette. That was what was happening. But then this is more. Oh, is it the wrong one though? This is Norrance Crow. It's the wrong one. I used to record dialogue, and this is April 22nd, 1992. So that's a bit more. It's a bit more recent than 83, and it's very personal. This is me and Gaz take a walk in Frith, in North Wales. Side 1, side A. So that's not good. So Trans 2 is. I think the transmission test for what was then channel BBC Radio 5, but as you can see, it doesn't seem to have anything. So I don't know whether. No idea what this isn't. This is music, isn't it? It's definitely too fast. Anyway, I don't know what that is. That doesn't appear to be that, which is a shame. A slice of fish, Frith Valley and Marford Forest. I went out with a girl from Marford. He makes phenomenal cake now. Award-winning cake. So there we go. So I'll just put my hand in here. Oh, The Art of the Drummer by John Savage, 1977. They're all here. Yeah. So there's most definitely a whole bunch of stuff in here that would be of interest in the history of the Jerv. The Art of Self-Possession. Oh, I think that's when I was making industrial rock songs. Spotter. Grinter Solstice. Not even in there. What have we got? So lots of cassettes. 4 tracks, 1 sound. I mean, that is a dialogue cassette. I know for a fact. Oh, Biscuit. I'm sorry to hear you lost your cassettes. That's good. Yay! 69. That's what I need to do, as you heard, is to digitize them. I've done that with some of the most important ones. There's a particular track, which I think was that cassette that was in there, which for me was that moment when you go, ah, this is what I do. And then that becomes your kind of standard for a little while, and then you will go off and develop that. Ariane. So yeah, lots of cassettes, lots of quantity. What is this? Commands de Belén, tan de los Reyes. This is not something. This is something I've inherited somewhere. Why does that sound like it's the wrong speed? How do I change it to? Have I somehow? Oh, maybe it's. That's definitely the right speed. Oh god, it's a 4-track cassette. That's so weird, isn't it? Drum machine. That'll be a Boss DR550. Oh, I'm not going to play that. It's music, definitely. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so that's kind of what I was doing. I was just trying to sort of like get some ambience, some sound, some interesting, unusual. Just sounds really. Really horribly dirty, doesn't it? That cassette needs head cleaning, I think. Anyway, so and again, this is old, and I think it's old enough. There's definitely some things don't change. That kind of love of a groove. Anyway, right, I won't continue that much longer because I don't know what that's doing. That's still, yeah, the cassette player is very noisy. But how are we going to finish? For those people with sideburns, Armadillo Lover. Have I done all those? No, it's just jams. I just wanted dialogue. Did I just dialogue cassette? Let's do this one. Surely this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this, but don't call me Shirley. Right. I think I'm going to have to adjust the tape head. It sounds like it's really off. Where on earth is my screwdriver? No, that's not a screwdriver. Ow! Who's that? No, it's nothing. Oh, I haven't got the right screwdriver. Why have I got no... I mean, I've got so many tools. Oh, okay. Right. How's... Oh, have we... All right. That's... I can hear it. And that sounds like absolutely. That's what it sounds like, which I used to love watching. But there's no. This is a torque screwdriver. That's not going to work. I'm got a pair of pliers. Okay. So for another time. Now that I've got it working. Because I think I struggled with this a little while ago, and it didn't work then either. So actually, now that we've got that back in the game, yeah, it's definitely the sound of the Doberman Pinscher. Right. Okay, I think we've got something to play with, right? So, any questions before we jam out? Because it's that time. What's the Porter Studio? It's, hey, Cressy. Hey, you dude, you snuck in the back door. It's a Fostex H28H. I've got a Yamaha as well, which is a fancy one from 1982, 83 maybe, which is beautiful. But there we go. At least GetJervis hasn't had to rewind a cassette with a pencil. Oh, no, I have. Not tonight, though. Definitely not tonight. But yes, I have had the pleasure. My Lamb Lies Down on Broadway got stuck in my Saab 900, which is beautiful. That was my dream car. It still is. I'd love. It wasn't very reliable though. It was one of the General Motors ones, 92, and it smelled a little bit fusty because the sunroof was leaking, and it always had that sort of weird, faint, odd, cabbagey sort of smell that you get with damp carpet. Anyway, but I loved that car so much. It did steer like a boat. It was a cruiser. It was no race car. But there we go. Oh, I sing. That's it. I know. I still plugged into a telephone socket. That Virgin Media decided to stop supporting back. I used to have a microphone which used to stick on the back of a phone. I recorded some conversations with my grandmother, which I would love to find. That's somewhere around. I'm going to hunt that down because that's, oh, the 9.3 turbo. Yeah, that came after the 900 that I had. Again, that was a pure General Motors, but I think they addressed a lot of the problems. I would love that. My neighbour's got a 9.3 or a later one, and it's a beautiful looking car. They just Saabs, man. I drive a Volvo now. That's close as I can get. Love that though as well. Good. Got a lot of love for some Swedish. Got a lot of Swedish love in this channel. Anyone from Sweden in the chat right now? Who's representing the Nordic nations? Come on, somebody. I'll take Denmark. I'll take Norway. I'll even take the other one. Right. Sorry, that was really rude. I do apologise if you're one of the Scandinavians. So see above, same deal. Yeah. Didn't you own one but driven? Didn't own but driven a Saab 9.3 turbo. Yeah, just gorgeous vehicles, beautiful. I love the kind of the velour seating. England got invaded by Denmark. Yeah, well we're all Northern European. Let's be honest. Anglo-Saxons, Saxons, Angles, and Jutes. Let's be honest, they Northern Europe. Denmark, Norway, I mean, they're all in there. And I mean, the Romans, they brought an entire multicultural army with them. So come on, we've had that too. And that's the point of an island, right? The strength of an island lies in the fact that it is invaded and its populace is sort of, what's the word? Not, oh, crikey, it's if that tea's working, but distilled is the word I'm looking for, is that the nation is distilled and improved by the very influx of people from all over the world, wherever it is, or from, as it was in those, times. Great Britain was, and then we went off and were horrendous and invaded other countries, but then we brought them with us. So I mean, that's a wonderful thing. As don't let them tell you otherwise. The strength of an island is in its variety. There you go. Oof, getting a bit political there for a minute. I don't do politics. I don't believe in politics. I think it's like Jesus didn't exist before 1985. Sorry. Crikey. Religion, politics. Anyone else I can offend tonight? Tom, is that you? No, I think it's Shroomy. Anglo-Saxons, Jutes, Pixies, Normans, Rabbits, Beaker people. Yes, Tenneth. And I'm definitely of the Celtic variety of all that. Scottish, Irish and Welsh. I mean, that's definitely me. But, you know, a bit of Europe as well. Lithuania, apparently. So the Baltic states. I've definitely got 1% of that DNA, apparently. Which might very well be down to the Swedish ancestors that I have. That's the moustache, right? Ever seen a Swedish moustache? Yeah, you have now. Right, okay. How do you spell Picts? That's with a T, not the K. Okay, so we're going to sort of jam out with whatever nonsense is on that cassette. Who said SX1000 at the beginning? Because this might actually contain an SX1000. Brythonic Jason, yes indeed. But there's no J in the Celtic language. That's not a very. That's the Greek name, Usonas. So I don't know what my Celtic name would be. There's a little one. Go research what my Celtic name is. Should be. If I was born in a Celtic village in the 1st century AD, what would my name be? And that's kind of like Romans are like knocking on the door. Okay, Yason, yes. Gen SX1000, yeah. Paul Holmes. Bye, Manny. Bye. Thanks. Good night, the dude. Oh, off for a hike. Nice. That's it. It was Keith. I think it was you. How about using the fuse box with the AS sequencer? I did that. It was not such an obvious one. I did that because I picked them both up together. But maybe I'll get some cables long enough to do that. I don't want to move much from there. But yeah, I think this week's World of Synth will be what you see on the table because I'm going to fine tune it. So, right. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you for your time, your patience, your questions. Have I answered every question? Is that sequence? Oh, right. Is that sequence gates or trigger, or can you choose? Well, it's got 2 gate outputs, and you can choose which gate output. So you can actually do some interesting rhythmic stuff with this. This is I'm looking at the wrong thing. This is the sequencer from the Colossus, in case you're wondering. It's bloody lovely. Oh yes, we were going to. We want to take the sequence out? Let's see if I got a really long cable. Short cables. Oh, come on. Short cables. The white one's really long. Where's the pink? Where are all my modular cables? Where is it? Where's? Do you know? I won't do that. We're just gonna play out what we've got. So wasn't there a model above the SX1000? But I had an SX1000 which I think I paid like 50 quid from a junk shop back in '92. Along with Shay, right? Okay. Woo! Yeah. Night that fun guys, fun girls. Oh, good night, Wookie. Rest well. Right. Thank you all for joining us. And remember, keep questioning. If something feels right, it's wrong. No, if something feels wrong, it's because it is wrong. Oh, I don't know. Is it? Who knows? Anyway, be good to yourselves and each other, guys. And thank you very much for your attention and fun chats tonight. Right. I'm going to start the cassette. We don't know what's going to go on with this because it's already playing. Put the headphones on. We'll leave this on and we'll do some more Rhyme with the Ancient Mariner because it opened on that page. Oh no, more D'Arthur, Lord Tennyson. Oh my God, that's a lot of pencil notes on that. I don't know where this book came from actually. Oh, hello, that looks good. Maud. Who's Maud? Right, let's do this. We got some. I don't want music. I want chat. Something backwards? No. Maybe we do want this.
speak of the mother she loved, as of one scarce, less forlorn, dying abroad, and it seemed apart from him, who had ceased to share her heart. And ever mourning over the feud, the household fury sprinkled with blood, by which our houses are torn. I looked to heaven, tried to pray, but or ever a prayer was gushed, a wicked whisper came, and made my heart as dry as dust. I closed my lids, and kept them close, and the balls like pulses beat. The sky and the sea, and the sea and the sky, lay like a load on my weary eye, and the dead were at my feet.